Welcome to the Business Behind the Scene podcast with Francesca Moi, where we talk all about real business problems, real solutions, and getting actual results in your business. Hello. Welcome to episode number 156. Oh my goodness. I am recording this episode from literally a couch in Miami. I'm in Miami, people. I am. I'm originally from Italy. I live in Australia, in Brisbane. And this year I got asked, why don't you come to Australia? I'm already in Australia. Why don't you come to Miami? And I was like, I don't know. How am I going to run my business from overseas? I don't know. And then I saw an opportunity. I saw Brooke Castillo doing Life Coach Live. And I thought, Life Coach Live, maybe I should go to that. And Brooke is my coach. I've been working with her for now 3 years, and I'm a certified coach of her practice. And I just love it. I love everything she does, and I love how she explains how truly our thoughts can change everything, our reality, like literally. And I decided to go. And then when I was buying a ticket, there was two tickets. There was the ticket, there was a general ticket for $100 and something, and there was a ticket for VIP for $1,500 or something like that. And I didn't even think about it. I just bought. Actually, what do you think? Which one do you think I bought? I just didn't even consider the general one because I am VIP material. I know that. I know the VIP is my place. I know the VIP is what I need to do. And so I just signed up for VIP. It was amazing and it was so easy for me to do. And on top of it, I bought my flight tickets. I got my room at the same resort, so I didn't have to go anywhere. But anyway, all of this I'm telling you because I've been asked all these questions from people going like, why did you go VIP? Why did you take this action? Why did you do that? And on the first of the day of the event, Brooke Castillo was holding on to a package in a box. She opened it. It was a Chanel box, and she opened it, and there was a beautiful Chanel bag. Now, to be fair, honest with you guys, I'm not really a Chanel person. I actually don't enjoy big brand. I always struggle to find something that I like that costs that much money. I just don't value that. And there's nothing wrong if you do value. Like, I actually would love to be someone that can wear a Chanel bag, but I actually don't value that. Like, I prefer spending the money in a holiday. And a good point is like, if I could, why do I have to choose? But I don't have to choose. But I prefer to buy sunglasses than a Chanel bag. But anyway, she's holding on to this Chanel bag and she's going, who would like to get this bag for $10? And everybody was like, me, of course. But nobody took action. Nobody stood up. Nobody did anything. And then she sat down on her chair and she's looking around. And I'm like, I'm going to go. I'm going to go. And I just found myself standing up, going to the stage and say, I'll have it. And she said, where's your $10? And I'm like, I don't have it. And so in that moment, I just went back to my chair and all these other people started to run to stage and everybody's looking in the bag for money. And all of a sudden, my neighbor gave me $10. I went there, gave them $10, and Brooke was like, yep, come on stage. And she interviewed me, asked me, look, there is 1,000 people here. You're one of 1,000. Everybody else had excuses. Everybody else was scared. Everybody else was stuck. Everybody else thought that I wasn't real. Everybody else thought that I was just pretending. Everybody else made excuses. You took action. And you didn't make an excuse. And you didn't have the money, but you still came along to, get the opportunity. Why? And I'm like, well, that's because that's how I roll. This is how I grow my business. This is how I did everything in the last 8 years, and this is who I truly am. I don't let fear stop me. I'm shaking right now. I'm terrified of being on stage with Brooke Castillo, but I mean, was that option? I was like, I had to do it. Nobody else was doing it. I'm like, let's go. But I did wait a second. I actually waited a second. I wish I went faster and I wish I went earlier. And I actually wish I gave him my book. I had a book on my table, my own book, right? That I wrote 3 books and I had 2 of them on my table. And everybody was passing by was like, is that your book? And it was a great start of conversation with people. And I'm like, why did I not give him my book? My book is usually selling for $30. I'm like, just keep the change and give me the Chanel bag. Anyway, I got the Chanel bag and then inside of it, there was $500 cash. And I was more like, it was more valuable to have the $500 cash than $10,000 Chanel bag, because I didn't really value the Chanel bag. And so everybody was like, oh my gosh, I hated the bag, so that's why I didn't go up. And I'm like, I hated it too, but I still went because I knew that I had to take action, and I knew that I could sell the bag. You can be resourceful and find other way. Don't let the first thing stop you. If you don't like something, don't just let it stop you. Find a way around it. And it was so amazing to do that. It was so fulfilling, and I just found myself back. I'm like, yeah, this is who I am. This is who I've been for years and years, and welcome back, girlfriend. I'd give myself a little shout out. And so so it wasn't what I was going to talk about today, by the way, but I wanted to share with you guys like something that a lot of people are asking me on my social media right now, going, oh my gosh, what happened to that bag? Like, what did you do? This is so amazing. And then I was talking to one of my beautiful coaches, and I said, look, what are you going to do with the bag? And I said, look, I'm going to give it away as a raffle to one of my events, and then I'm going to give the money to charity because I don't really need that money. And she said, that bag is the defining moment that's gonna get your life to change. In that moment, you have changed, your life has changed, everything's changed. So why don't you keep it as a reminder of who you are, and as a reminder of the action taker that you are. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I love that. So I think I'm gonna keep it for a few years until this new me is me. And I mean, I'm already it, but I feel that in the last few years, I've been hiding a little bit more than usual. I've been a little bit less action taker, a little bit more excuse maker, which you guys are going to listen to this and like, what? You always do your podcast. You're so consistent. You always show up on my social media. But inside, that's how I've been feeling. I haven't been feeling at the top of the world. But guess what? I am back. I'm definitely back now, and I'm definitely excited about what's going to happen. And I'm definitely that bag is going to be something that every day is going to remind me of this, and every day is going to remind me of like who I am. I'm an action taker, and even if I haven't been for 2 years, I'm back, and I am going to be excited to be that again. I'm not going to let the past define my future. I'm going to let my future define who I am, and the future is $5 million business, is working less, working about 20 hours a week, and loving what I do, loving my life, loving everything, investing in properties and traveling the world, working in America, working in Australia, and living here. Like I am already here. I'm already doing that, right? I'm already my future self in so many ways, and I'm so excited to get there. Anyway, so actually what I was going to share today is got nothing to do with Brooke CEO or the Life Coach School. Well, actually it does, because it's a lot of mindset stuff that I'm going to share with you today. It's all about 5 things that I wish I did differently at the start of my business. And in rephrasing that, there's actually, I believe that everything I did is perfect because it got me here. But also in hindsight, you can always go, you know what, I could have done this more and that more. And definitely I'm going to do those 5 things more in the future. So here we go. I'm going to start to list them up for you. And if you're in business, no matter where you are in your business at the beginning or later on, I'm really pretty sure that you're going to love these 5 steps, and I'm sure that you can implement it no matter where you are in your business. So number 1 is hire a coach earlier and consistently. So really never stay without a coach. And this is something that a lot of people skip, and once they get good, they're like, I'm good now, I don't need a coach. Or once they get to the goal, they're like, I'm good now, I don't need a coach. And you know what? We always need a coach. Why? Because if you want to be the best version of yourself, you gotta allow someone to take you there. You gotta allow someone to show you the way. You gotta allow someone to stretch you. And if you try to do it by yourself, listen, it's like going to the gym. Like this morning, when I'm staying, there's a beautiful gym, and I went there and I did about 20 minutes of exercise, right? I pushed for those 20 minutes, but if they had a coach there, they would have told me, let's double it. Let's do another 20 minutes. But because I was by myself, I'm like, yeah, 20 minutes will do. And I just left. Or even when I was doing the weights, I'm sure that if I had a coach, it probably would have pushed me a little bit harder. I'm like, no, I think you can do an extra weight, an extra kilo. Instead, I would be like, this will do. Right? So whenever we have a coach, they can actually see how much more we can be stretched. And it's something that it's always amazing. And at the beginning, I was waiting to hire a coach, and I should have hired them earlier. I mean, I was doing a lot of exchange, and I was doing a lot of exchanging value for the course or for the coaching, but I wish I actually paid for someone earlier, because that would have helped me a lot deeper in my mindset as well. Okay, number 2, work even harder on believing anything is possible. So I've always worked on my mindset, and I always had a mindset coach, but I feel that at times, if things didn't go or grow as fast as I thought they should have grown, or I didn't get the results that I thought I should have got, I would just stop believing. I would just start doubting. I would just let my brain take over. And that is something that I wish I worked on a lot more. So really, truly believe hard. I wish I worked on that, because that is literally the more you believe, the more you get, right? The more you're going to create. And so for me, the fact that I have doubted myself at times, or I let my brain take over, it would have helped. And in fact, that's what I'm doing now. Definitely work on my mindset. I've got a brand new coach, and I'm so excited about it. All right, number 3, go to more live events to be seen and grow my network. So I used to go a lot to networking events at one point. I think that when I say these things that I wished I did at the beginning of my business, I would actually say I wish I did in the middle of my last 5 years, in the middle of my career, because I did all the things at the beginning, and then I stopped. I stopped when I reached the first goal of the $1 million, and I should have kept going. I should have kept learning. And my problem, I remember, it was that there was no one that would take me to the next level. There were so many coaches to get you to $1 million business, but there was nobody to take you to 2, 3, 4, 5. And so that's why I would make an excuse. And I could have just still done it. I could still find it. I could still not give up. So that was fascinating, how I thought that I was at the top and there was nobody that could help me to get to the next level. And so I started to give up on the next level. I started to give up that my cap, my maximum is $1 million, which is not 1.5 at one point. And then we went down to 1 million, and I just stayed there. I just thought that was it. But what if anything is possible? What if you can actually go to more live events? What if you go to more networking events, you start to meet more people? Like we never got there. We're never there. We can always do that. And I started to go to more networking events this year, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's real people. Hi. It has been so beautiful to catch up with people and be in the same room with them. Oh my gosh, I've been so excited. So good. All right, step number 4. hiring less people in Australia and hiring more virtual assistants in the Philippines. So I had the impression at the time that I needed to have more supervisors for my VAs. I needed to have people here in Australia to supervise my VAs, and I couldn't be more wrong. I didn't need that. I just needed to help the VAs to put some systems and better systems and procedures in place and let them run the show. Because literally, that's what I do now. I've got 8 virtual assistants that run the show. It's so good. It's so amazing. It's so exciting to have them on board. They are loyal. They are knowledgeable. They know everything that's going on in my business. And oh yeah, I just love them. Love them. So if I were to look back, I would hire less people face-to-face in my office and more people online, because I had a limiting belief. This thing you cannot do online. It's better if I have them in my same room. It's better if I can see them every day. And that belief was because I didn't maybe trust people, and I thought that by having them in the room, I could have achieved more. And guess what? When COVID happened and all my Australian team went online, I realized that the value of my team in Australia and the value of my team in the Philippines was exactly the same. The only difference is that one is obviously a lot cheaper because they are in a different country and they are more loyal. And so I was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? So now I only have contractors in Australia and only 10 to 20 hours a week. That's it. No, nothing else. All right, number 5, keep dreaming big. Even when things were not happening as fast as I was expecting it, like being on stage with Tony Robbins or the $5 million goal. So truly, the dreaming big is a big one for me, because I did give up. When I didn't get called to be on stage with Tony Robbins, I thought, I don't have it. Tony doesn't see it in me. I just give up. I just don't, I can't do this. So, that was so limiting and so crazy that I let go of my dream. And instead, how I got successful is that I was telling everybody my dream out loud. And I wasn't embarrassed if it wasn't happening or not. I was still dreaming out loud. And that helped me to manifest it, helped me to make it happen, helped me with all of that. So fascinating how our brain decides not to believe, not to dream big, because it's easier, because it's smaller and it's safer and it's a comfort zone to actually not dream big. So no more. I have changed that again, and I'm going back to where I was. So I actually think that the name of this podcast should actually change. Not the 5 things that I wish I did different at the start of my business, but actually the 5 things that I wish did different in the last 2 years of my business. There we go. That's more appropriate actually. So I hope that you guys got value from these 5 steps and you started to implement in your business. I can guarantee you that these are the steps that got me to $1.5 million business, and the steps that are getting me to keep the $1.5 million business. But it's not going to get me, like with using these 5, they're going to help me to go to 5 million and not the ones that I have had in the last few years. So this is me sharing with you literally what's going on in my business, in my life, and in everything. So hopefully that will help you to get to the next level of your business. Because let's be honest, I just love helping everybody. I just want you to succeed, because the more people succeed, the better the world, right? We are all people that are helping and generous, and we can do so much in the business. And I just love to have you, be successful. Go for it. Go. You can. You will. You must. You already done it. Let's go, right? Don't dream small. Go big. Anything is possible. Don't let your brain tell you that something hasn't done before is not possible. Go for it. Go for it. All in. Go all in and enjoy. Now, someone the other day told me, Francesca, I saw that you have a masterclass on virtual assistants, and I'm a startup and I can't work with you. And I heard that in your podcast. So first and foremost, thank you so much for listening to my podcast. And second of all, I have 2 businesses. I've got a virtual assistant business, and I do a virtual assistant masterclass once a month. And then I have a sold out business academy business where we teach coaches how to get sold out. If you are not fully booked one-on-one, we teach you that first. And then if you are fully booked one-on-one, once you get fully booked one-on-one, we teach you how to move to group programs and get them sold out events, sold out workshops, sold out programs, sold out everything. So we have still the 2 businesses. We haven't stopped one of them. Yes, we've been talking more about virtual assistant because it's a brand new business and we wanted to launch it big time. But we are at the place that we want to be with the virtual assistant. We're nearly our goal of 50 clients. And when we get to 50 clients, I am super happy with that. And obviously, I want to make a decision on if I want to grow it and if I want to keep going after that. But for this moment in time, this is where we're going to get to. So because we're very close to that, we're starting now to go back to the Sold Out Business Academy. We have an amazing launch for Black Friday. If that's gone, don't worry. There's another one coming up for Boxing Day. We are giving away so many amazing things that you definitely want to be in my email list. You definitely don't want to miss out on these things because they are legit priceless and they're going to show you how to get sold out. So let's do it. All right, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed this podcast. If you did, please leave me a review, share it on your social media, tell everybody how amazing this podcast is, and thank you so much for listening. I hope that you have a safe travel if you were traveling somewhere listening to the podcast, or whatever you're doing. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Thank you so much. Bye. Hey, if you enjoy listening to this podcast, then you have to come to check out our Facebook group, Workshop Secrets for Coaches. It's a community of over 9,500 coaches that are ready to boom their business by running workshops. They are stuck in one-on-one coaching and they're ready to start to go one-to-many. So if you are one of those coaches, then you have to join us. I look forward to see you there. And hey, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and leave me a review to win a ticket to one of my workshops. I look forward to see you there.